What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to plant some strawberries. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how we're going to put 50 plants into one of our garden beds here behind me. Didn't even open the box yet. Picked this up from Stark Brothers, so we'll go ahead now, we'll unbox it, we'll check out these plants. They are bare root strawberries, and then we'll get to prepping the bed and so forth and get these things into the ground. So I am pretty much just gonna cut these babies open and let's take a look at what we got here. Help if I cut the other side, right? Packaged pretty well. Give us a nice little read this first book, which we are not going to do, but thanks anyway. And you can see right here, guys, this is going to be your packaged strawberry plants. So they obviously come in a small little bundle like this. Bare root plants are going to be extremely small. They're easy to ship. Any of the large nurseries are going to do that, and this is how they're going to be packed. They usually throw in a bunch of like paper, things like that, just to kind of keep the moisture content. These things dry out, obviously that will create some issues, so they definitely want to keep them moist. But now we'll check them out. All right, so we are rocking two different types of strawberries here today. The first one here is going to be called an Ozark Beauty. This is an everbearer. That means you're going to get strawberries pretty much consistently throughout the summer months when this thing comes into production. Your first year, you're not going to get much. In fact, a lot of people are actually going to say you should pinch off those early flowers to promote better growth in the future. First time growing strawberries, guys, so we'll see what happens here this year, but we're going to get these in the ground. The second one, I forget the name of these already as I'm looking at this. Second one is All-Star Strawberry. This is going to be a June bearer, so you're going to get heavy production in that June month. Again, once they come into production, usually in year 2. But we'll see again, like I'm talking about. We'll get these in. They do look like nice plants. They got really nice root structure, and you're basically going to go ahead, once I get this band off of here, got one stuck. Basically going to go ahead, you're going to get these in the ground. As you're looking at these, it is important. We're going to go ahead, we're actually going to soak these while I prep the bed here. That's going to help kind of moisture get in there and give these a kickstart. But as you're looking at your strawberry plant, you can see this is kind of what you'd call your crown. Now, it's important when you plant these that you don't plant them too deep in the ground. That crown gets covered. It can actually create mold and rot, and it will also prevent kind of those runners on the strawberries from kind of shooting out the side, which is going to give you additional growth in the future. So it's actually better to plant them a little higher to the point where you almost even see a little bit of root out of the ground. We'll try to get them right there in line and do the best we can here. But that's how you're going to plant them. Again, I'm going to soak these in water for about 15-20 minutes just to get them going while I prep the bed here behind us. And to do that, I probably should have left them bundled up with a rubber band, but I'm essentially just going to take a bucket of water and set them right in there. Easy as that. I was prepping the bed, tripod right here fell perfectly right into the bucket of water. That is a wet phone. We'll see if I can continue doing this here. All right, guys, we're ready to go. We got the bed wetted down behind us, got our roots soaked, and we're going to start planting. Now, when you talk about plant spacing, the recommendation's probably about 1 foot to 18 inches. We're going to go a little bit tighter just because of the space. We have 50 plants here, like I mentioned in the beginning. Our bed's probably about 20-ish feet long and only a few feet wide here. So we're going to plant them a little tighter. Not going to be the end of the world. At the end of the day, it might kind of restrict production a little bit, but we should still have pretty good results here as well. So we're going to go ahead. One thing when you start digging these, I'm not a fan of a garden trowel. I'm actually going to try it here and see what happens. But you do need a pretty big hole with a root structure like this. And then you don't want your roots to be kind of bunched up. Obviously, anytime you drop a plant in, if you have those roots bunched up, it's gonna take a little bit longer for it to get going, and it could potentially lead to some issues. So you want to get those roots spread out a little bit, let it take hold in the ground, and like I said before, you want to get the crown like right about there, if you guys can see that a little closer, where the roots are just covered by the surface there. So one other thing I'm going to throw in as we're planting these, a few people recommend stuff like this. It's basically a fungal inoculant. It's going to kind of kickstart your soil biology and kind of help that fungal activity in your soil, which in turn will create stronger, healthier plants over time. We're going to sprinkle a pinch of that in every hole we make, and then we're going to drop our plant in, cover it up, and we're going to do that 50 times, guys. So here we go. Okay guys, that job is complete. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but we got 45 strawberry plants in the ground. I know it started with 50. They didn't quite all fit, and some of them, quite honestly, they just didn't look the best. So as I was kind of going up the sides with the 2 rows, we were able to fit 15 a piece going up there, so we had 30, and then I was able to get another 15 right up the center. So the spacing is going to be a little bit tighter than probably what would be recommended. However, you know, we can obviously selectively prune some off if we need be. In the first year anyway, we're not going to get a whole lot of production, like I said in the beginning. So the job is complete. We got 45 plants in the ground. So now the next step, we got a good watering in. Now we got to get some mulch on here, probably get some straw here in the coming days, or some grass clippings, really just to keep kind of that weed pressure down and let these plants kind of take off here as the weather warms up here in Pennsylvania. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us for yet another one. If you guys are wondering what's going on with my face, well, I'll level with you guys. We lost another animal last night. We lost one of our lambs, our twin lambs. Not 100% sure what happened here. What it seems like is what they call drunken lamb syndrome. And what that is there's really no known cause as to what it is, but it's essentially a lactic acid buildup in their muscle tissue. They pretty much can't walk. When they do try to get up, they pretty much fall over. We actually thought we had it under control. I was giving it a flush with baking soda via syringe. And I walked over yesterday afternoon after this animal seemed like it was on its deathbed. I walked over yesterday and it got up, ran to me. I actually walked out the pasture and back with it. And I thought we were definitely heading in the right direction, but unfortunately yesterday evening, he did not make it. It was our ram lamb, Boots. So why that has anything to do with my face? Well, I was an old athlete, guys, back in my prior life. And what we did on the baseball field when you had bad luck going for a while and you were doing some things that needed change. Well, you'd go out and you would make a change yourself, whether it be some crazy facial hair or a haircut or you name it. Baseball players extremely superstitious, so we changed it up here a little bit today. I don't know how long this is gonna last. I don't know how long my wife's gonna put up with this, but trying to make light of a tough situation here and change our luck around a little bit here on our farm. So it happens, guys. I mean, it's part of the life. It's part of doing what we do here. You know, you're gonna have loss, and unfortunately it always just seems to come in bunches. So life goes on. We got our minds on something else here today, planting some strawberries, and we are looking forward to much more of this to come. So again, guys, thanks for tuning into us today, and we appreciate you following along. If you like our journey and you want to continue supporting us, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Drop us some questions, comments below. As always, we're more than happy to help you guys out. Understand we get a lot of beginners here watching our channel, so we're definitely here to kind of pass it forward, pay it forward, and help you guys out as well. So thanks for watching, guys. We will be with you soon.